So now to add that, we need a headline, right, with bestseller in it, and then we have a shop all button which will link to the collection pages. Then we have those steps, and these steps will represent each collection, right? So this is how it will work. So now let's see how we can do that. So first of all, I will come here and we need to click on elements, and first of all we need to take a layout, and in that area we need to take a one column layout. First of all, let's take it. So it has been taken. Now for the section, as we said, we'll use 1300 pixel, right? Okay, so that is perfect. Now we'll work with that particular area. Now we have a headline. If I click on what font, I can see it is 40 pixel, and what was that? It was 48. So there is 8 pixel different, and it is also smaller than the top headline, right? So let's see how we can do that. First of all, what I will do, I'll click on elements and I'll go to layouts and take a block. So I'll show you why we are taking a block. So first of all, I will go here and give some margin to that block, top 10 and bottom. Inside space, okay? This is inside space. Anything padding we gives is a inside space, okay? Then we'll click on add elements, and I will just copy that headline from here, and then we'll drag this with move button into that particular block. Okay, the headline is inside that block, so make sure you check that top bar, that is the navigation. Okay, the outline top bar is one of the most important thing in Pagefly. Heading is inside a block, and then the rest goes on column, row, section, which you already explained in the first section we did, right? Now for now, we need to change it to h2 or h3. As we said, we can only use h1 only one time in the whole web page. That is the fundamental of SEO, which we don't need to know a lot, but we have to do follow some best practices, right? So I'll make it h2 and go to styling, and then I will make it 40, and then I will remove that margin. We don't need it for that purpose. Then the text will be best sellers. Okay, I'll go to the general and make it best sellers. Then we have a shop all button, and if I click what font, and if I click that, as you can see, this is the color code, hash 4d. So I'll pick from it, and it has an 18 pixel font size. So we have a paragraph here in the top which was 18 pixel, but I will just duplicate it and move it under the headline inside the same block, and click on it, and then we'll go to the here, and we'll go to the colors and paste that color code. Okay, and go here and click shop all. Okay, shop all, shop all. Okay, that is perfect. With underline, there should be an underline. Okay, and it should be 18 pixels. So I'll go ahead and put 18 pixel. Other than that, we will put a link to it in the later part of the video. Now click that block. Okay, these two element inside the block, and if we want to make that in the same line, okay, the two elements heading and paragraph, we need to go to the styling panel of the block, and then make it display what, display flex. And for the headline, there was a margin, so let's remove it first because it is required. And for that, that is not a problem. Okay, for the block, let's click on it. It is display flex, and there should be align items what, center. And then there is the option called justify content. What we can make, we make use of it center, that will make that block, all the elements of that block to the center, right? But there was another few properties that we can use. In that case, we have a elements in the left side, another elements in the right side, and in between there is the whole gap, right? So how we can achieve that? We'll choose justify content space between. Okay, now you can see we have the first element in the left side of the block and the second element in the right side of the block. So that is the use case of justify content space between. In the past, we have used justify content center. Now we have used justify content space between. So block is one of the most powerful elements that we can use to make many things, especially in the responsive purpose or for a layout purpose. This is a very important element, and in this whole course, in this whole playlist, I will show you how we can use that and what is the creative way of use block. Okay, it is one of the most favorite elements in from for me. Okay, I use this all the time. Okay, now let's get back to the next thing. And now for mobile responsive, this will be the same logic, but the styling panel here, it will be smaller, little bit smaller, right? Because it should not be that much bigger like the heading was 28 pixel or 30 pixel. Okay, 30 pixel, making it breaks into four lines. That way you made it 28 or 29, that will be perfect. But let's, we are making it 25, so something smaller than that, and the logic is still applies. These are space between, so nothing to worry about it, and this will work perfectly. Now let's get back to the desktop version again. Now let's work on that tabs. So how to make these tabs? Pretty simple, pretty easy. Let's do it. So let's see how we can do that. So first of all, let's click on add elements and we'll find a tabs option. So I'll take the tabs, these tabs under that block. So it should not be inside the block. Okay, so now you can see this how it looks. Now if we see how it looks, so when we are clicking it, we have a border, right? When it is selected, we have a border of the pink. Other than that, it has a border of black or a gray color, right? The same pink background that we have used in the top, right? So let's work with that. And for the font size, if I click the click this what font, and let's just it is 15 pixel, 600 and black. Okay, let's refresh it because we have opened two Chrome extension together. So 16 pixel and 600, right? For lash. Okay, so we have to give the tab name. Okay, so let's first of all give the tab name. So there is few states we have to take care. Okay, first of all, let's work with the tab names. So tab names, we need to go and make it pop-ins first of all. Then we need to make it 18 pixel at last, at least for me, that is the best. And for the top, we need to make it 15, 15. And then for the left and right, we need to make it 25, 25. Okay. Now if we go here in the background, we need to make it transparent. Okay, for the background white, that means white. Okay, and for this we need to give some border, and for the border we need to give 1 pixel or something like this. Okay, and then other than that, we can give some spacing in the right. As you can see, there is some spacing between those elements. So let's make it at least 16 or 15, less like that. Okay, that is perfect. Another thing we did not did is make it semi bold. Okay, and the color should be what? Color should be black. Now, when it is active and selected, that's when the selection, the border color will be changed. So let's click on it and find the background color or the color of the pink. So let's click on it and then click the tab header and let's click on active and selected. When it is active and selected, the background color should be but removed, but the border color should be given with 1 pixel, but the color will be this. Okay, that is for lash for bro. Now let's change the tab names. So first tab names will be for lash, second tab name will be for bro, right? And then for hair, for hair, for hair, for hair, and then bundles. Okay, I'll click on tabs and we'll increase another tabs. Okay, it will be, it will be bundles. Okay, it will be bundles. So we have added the contents. Now we need to load the products. Okay, and if we see in the live, it is as looks like a slider, right? So how we can do that? There is two way to do that. First of all, let's click on the for lash. Okay, Then for slash we click on elements, then we click Shopify. Okay, that is the tab where we will find dynamic Shopify elements. And here we can see we have an option called that sliders. As you can see, there is the sliders option. So what I can drag this slider here. Okay, then it will ask us the product list, where to load that, from where we should load. It should load from custom products, and then from the custom products we can select a collection, which will be for lash in that case, right? It is for lash, right? Got it? Now you can see the image size is different. That's why uh, it is looks different, right? Okay, no problem. So we are making it slideshow, but it if it is 4, and then no, we should give it no. Okay, okay, that is perfect. And item, and then for the padding we can make it like 30 pixels, something like this. And now you can see the image size was a issue here, right? But if you make it square, then both becomes normal, same. Okay, now it looks same. Now for that, as you can see, we have our contents. Okay, we have our content showing perfectly. But for this tab we have some padding. So if I click on the tab and remove this left and right padding, then the spacing will be good, right? Then it will look good. And we can increase some spacing here, we can give some margin from the top, right? It will be good, like 20 pixel will be good. Or 20 pixel is many, then just decrease it to 15. Okay, now we have this look. Now if we work with it, first of all we have a image, this is already loaded. Second of all, we have all those things linked to that particular product, from image to and everything. So if I click on it, if I go to product details or everything for any products, then it is for the list. Okay, custom, that is good. Partial item, set max with. And if I click the main media, what we can do, media click action should be linked to product. Same goes for the product title, it is linked to product. Okay, same goes for the pricing, we can do the same, but for now I will not do that. Okay, and for the add to cart button, what it should does, this add to cart button is, if I click this add to cart button, what is actually doing, let's see. If I click on it, it is actually opening the slide cart, which required an app. Okay, we will see how we can add that. So this will go to cart page or stay on the same page if you are using a slide cart app. Okay, and then now let's work with the product title and everything. So if I see the product title, we can just make it what, left align, just like that. And then we can make it pop-ins. And if we see the design here, if I click on it, it is 15 pixel 700. Okay, so let's go and 700, let's make it bold. Okay, now for the pricing, as you can see, it is 16 pixel, and this pink color should be here. And if I click the product price and go to general, what we can do, we can also show the compare price as well. And for the compare price, we can just do something like this. Okay, compare price should be fast, and then the actual price. And then for this, let's click on it and let's make it this color, and then go here and make it poppins. And for this, let's put the pink color. Okay, then click on it, let's make it poppins, let's make it bold. Okay, now it is looking perfect. Now for the button, it is black and add to cart. So if I click on it and go to styling, and then what I can do, I can go here, make it poppins. And then for the buttons, let's make it 15. And if I go in the bottom, let's make it black, and it is add to cart. Okay, so add to cart, so let's click on it. And then for the font size, let's make it 18. And for the mode setting, let's make it okay. And then for border radius, let's make it 10 pixel. Okay, so this how it looks. and then there is some what is called description, right? What we have added, and there is some icons, okay, which is review icons, which will add using review app. So I'll click on add elements and then go to Shopify elements, and then it should take product description. So I'll drag a description under that. As you can see, it is dragged. But what I can go to product description, and then we can make it left align, right? And then we can make it pop-ins, and also it should be black. Now this how it looks. So let's decrease the spacing from here, okay. And if I click on Control Shift S to make it save and publish, let's see how it looks in the live page, right? So let's see. So click on view live page, and if I go here, as you can see, for lash has 4 products with an add to cart and these things, right? But for lash and full are looking lashes, and sometimes this is goes to 2 lines, these things happens, okay. So click on the product title and let's make it black, completely black, okay. And then for the title, okay, what was the font size? Let's make it 16, okay. And then for this actually the issue happened was let's okay, let's click this option product list and go to general, and there is some item spacing. Let's decrease it to 20. Now let's click on Control Shift S. Now if we click on view live page, now it is one line and everything looks perfect now, right? So this is looking good, and we have for lash, for bro, and these things, right? So now let's click on this tab header, go to styling, and for the active and selected state, let's make this 2 pixel, okay, unless it is not looking good. So Control Shift S, and if we check it in mobile, this how it looks. It is just broke everything. So let's click on general and then click on no. Let's click on tab header, go to styling, and then just decrease the font size, okay, like this 15. And then from the top, let's make it 10, and from this let's make it something like this, and from that let's click on 10. So let's click on display flex. Okay, I think this is more perfect horizontal alignment, okay. So this how it looks. So let's click on product list and click on no, okay, then it will be perfect, okay. And then for the navigation I will just disable it, and for this I think this one or this one, I think this one looks perfect, and it is also have some padding given, right? So this will look perfect. But for tab content, let's delete it, and for this let's also delete the tab content spacing from left and right, okay. For the desktop same goes, let's delete it, and for the tabs let's click on left, okay. And for the tab content, let's delete it, okay, as well. So this will look good, and now we have these things perfectly set up. But we need to work some things like product list. we'll make it no, and then it will be 2, no problem. And for the laptop it will be, again it will be no. Okay, and for this let's make it 20. For this let's make it 20. Okay, so that is perfect. Now we have set up one product details perfectly, right? Okay, so that is the fact. Now what we'll do, we'll just click this product list from here. Okay, and I will just click on duplicate. Okay, and then drag that under a new section. Okay, just for reference. Okay, now go to the tab header, the next one, and then we need it three more times for three tabs. So I'll just duplicate it and then duplicate it. Okay, and the last one, what I'll do, click on the product list and then drag it under that. Now for this we need to create a new collection, and then we just need to come to that product list, go to general, and then we just need to select that collection from here. If we create another collection with 4 bro, okay, with 2 products, that will be automatically there, and you can just call it. Okay, no other issue, right? So I think you got the point. We just need to create, add those products in the backend for any products whatever you are selling, and create, add those products, then create a collection based on that product, then just call that product like we called for lash. Okay, but for now I am just using the same collection for each of the tabs. Okay, for the simplicity of the tutorial, right? And for this, for here, what I will do, I'll just duplicate it and drag it under that. And for the bundle, same, I'll just click that product details and drag it under that. Now all 4 tabs have products. Okay, same products, but we can have different collection. Okay, based on our requirement. Okay, now this is not required, I will delete that section. Now what we need to do, control shift s to save all of them. Now there is one small issue, we have some slider arrow which you don't need for the desktop, right? For the desktop we don't need that. Okay, that is the point. So how we can remove this only for the desktop version, right? How we can solve that? So let me show you how I solve it. So I'll click on add elements, then we'll click on I'll click on layout, and I'll take a layout just for an example. And then I'll click on add elements, I'll click on headline and drag a headline here. And then I'll go here, and then we'll give this headline 90 pixel. And then in the laptop we'll make it 30 pixel. I'll click on control shift s. Okay, control shift s to save it, and then I'll show you a way to make things happen. Okay, then as you know, we have a section, and under the section I will just call, gives an id, best seller, best seller, double one. Okay, this is the id, a unique identifier for that section. Then I will click on control shift s. Okay, for your reference I'm just showing you what I am doing. Okay, and then I will just reload it, and then as you can see this is a big headline. But if we go to a desktop version, okay, this is the version. So if I inspect that, it's a bit of coding but not that much. If I inspect that, you can see there is a responsive logic written in css language, which is called media queries. And what it said, when the minimum width is 1000 and maximum width is 1199, that means 12,000 pixel and 124 pixel, in between that the font size was that. Okay, now what I will do, and if I go to the top, like 90 pixel. Okay, what that becomes, okay, it becomes 90 pixel. But When I go here, this become this. So I'll copy. Okay, so I will copy this part. Okay, and I will copy that, and then I will go to CSS. Okay, and under the last one that we made for the image, I will put two brackets just like this, and the minimum width in that case will be 1200 pixel. Okay, and maximum, what is the maximum, could be anything like 9000 pixel. Okay, in between those pixel, what we need, we need this slider style. Okay, we need this slider style, pf slider navigation style, to be hidden, display hidden. Okay, in between that, in between that, with best seller, with bestseller section triple one, under the bestseller triple one, if there is any pf slider nav style one, which is we have, it should be display none. Okay, so if I go to that, go to bestseller one, not triple one, bestseller double one. Okay, so I'll go here, and then I will just paste it here. Okay, bestseller double one dot pf display none. Okay, in between those media queries. Okay, above the desktop, above the laptop version. Okay, and now let's click on Control Shift S to see if it is working or not. Okay, I'm just curious as well, so let's see if it works. So if I scroll down, it is also it is also visible, right? It is not working. Okay, so I have some issue with the logic, that's for sure. Okay, I have just mistakenly removed the bracket. Okay, now you can see it is gone. So if I click Control Shift S, now it should work, but the left it will come back again. So now let's refresh it. So let's refresh it. Now there is no slider icons, but if we go anything below 12,000 pixel, it will come back, right? It will come back because there is another mode to scroll. If we go to more, okay, but there is one issue happened, right? Which is this, is it working or not? It seems working, but it seems working, right? So now let's delete that section, and let's click on Control Shift S. So this is done. Now we have gone to that particular section, which was very similar, some similar concept, but here is a different. Here it is with an icon and with a text. That means it is a text animation with an icon, and the previous one was only with images, right? But we can apply the same logic here, which I'll show you how you can achieve that. Okay, so let's continue with that particular section.